Welcome to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is September 16th, 2021. Hey, just a reminder, if you like the show, hit that share button, hit that like button, and let me know you enjoy the show by leaving comments and getting involved. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling. You can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. You'll learn about real estate investing, stock option trading, and you'll learn it from those who do it every day. All right, on today's show, we're going to be discussing some cool stuff like the market update. We're going to be talking about the U.S. economy outlook, the Facebook files, dun dun dun, the Ford F-50, and we'll be talking about whether Bitcoin will rise or not. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. So the Dow and S&P and NASDAQ had an interesting day today. So to start with, what happened basically was, the Dow was down at one point pretty far. It climbed back from intraday's lows Thursday as investors digested better than expected August retail sales and the latest weekly jobless claims report. Wow. I'm going to say that one more time just because I'm not even sure if I can understand how I said that. All right. The Dow Jones Industrial climbed back from intraday's lows Thursday as investors digested better than expected August retail sales and the latest weekly jobless claims report. All right. That's better. It sounded like I was drinking before. The Dow was mostly down today. At one point, it was down as much as 270 points, and it swung up about 60 to 70 points before falling back to close at about minus 63 points. The NASDAQ and S&P, first of all, the S&P down about 7 and the NASDAQ about 21. By the way, I like the possibilities here. These small upward movements remind me of the small downward movements that we had at the beginning of the month. As we come out of the mid-period between earnings that I call the dead zone, I would expect some of the stocks to rise. So I'm going to say that this probably is a good time for you to get in if you want to get in and start buying some stocks or stock options. I actually believe this is a good time to buy. I think you're going to have a positive return between now and the end of October. As earnings season starts to come in, typically as earnings season starts to come, what typically happens is stocks start to rise for the anticipation of earnings. So I like the idea. So let's go for it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the U.S. economy. Consumers boosted retail spending last month. Employers, meanwhile, have held on to workers amid a tight labor demand. Now, before I continue with this, I want to talk a little bit about what we talked about yesterday, which was people were leaving their jobs because of the vaccine. So now we've got companies who are saying, hey, we need to keep our employees, but now we have people saying, hey, we're leaving if you make us get vaccine mandated. I know there's a local radio host, I don't know if you guys know who he is, Bill Spadea was on the air today, and he was talking about the fact that his company is making him get the jab. And he said, basically, look, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get it. Good luck. I will sooner get fired than get the jab. And, the guy's a pretty powerful radio host in New Jersey on 101.5, and the guy's amazing. And he talks about this. He said, no, I'm just not going to get it. And, it's a lot of fun to listen to him. But besides that, he is no different than so many other people out there that are being forced by, of course, the supreme leader, Biden. And that's the problem we're having right now. All right. Sales in the nation's retailers rose about 0.7% in August, rebounding from a drop in July, announced the Commerce Department. With many schools, college campuses, and offices reopening, consumers shelled out more for groceries and merchandise at big box stores. Those purchases, along with the higher spending on furniture and hardware, offset another big decline in, of course, car sales. And they've suffered from a global computer chip shortage that has crimped supply. Meanwhile, initial job claims rose 20,000 last week to 332,000, but remained near a pandemic low claimed by the Labor Department. Layoffs caused by Hurricane Ida, which hit the Louisiana late in August, likely contributed to the increase. So people lost their jobs in Ida, and hopefully that will be temporary, and hopefully they'll get their lives back together. Of course, the Delta variant is continuing to be the wild card here. The question is if the Democrats can keep benefiting financially and politically and continue to punish the people to continue to get this benefit. Hopefully soon, reasonableness and normalcy will return. The one place where Democrat variant continues to leave a mark was at eating and drinking establishment. Sales were reported basically about the same as it was last month. Travel-related services aren't included in the retail report. However, but private data shows that spending on flights and hotels also slipped last month. All right, so what's basically happening once again is because we have to wear masks and we were afraid to, and so, look, there are some people actually afraid to travel. Oh my God, I might die. I might get that bad cold. That's some people. Then there are people like me. I'm just not going to get on an airplane wearing a mask. So I'm not flying. They're not flying. Then you got the people in between going, you know what, maybe I won't fly today because I'm just annoyed by it. Or hey, if Larry's not going to go to that event, I'm not going to go either. Anyway, an interesting fact remains that many Americans have built up significant amount of savings since COVID-19 crisis began, thanks to both an initial sharp reduction in their spending and the large amount of income relief the government provided. You know, I don't know who you are watching this. If you're watching this and you are one of the people who took advantage of a lot of the plans that the government put together, like the EIDL loans and the PPP loans, you did very well last year. I'm going to tell you that I did very well last year as well. And sure enough, they're absolutely correct. I was able to sock away some money, and if I want to go away, I can go away. The problem is I won't be able to until some of the nonsense stops. So as a writer for this news show, I've noticed the word Delta variant in almost every article I read for research. Maybe the news is so boring that the journalists need to keep this going or just keep people watching. When the nonsense ends, the people are going to spend the money and they're going to go on vacations. That's the point. All right, let's do this. We're going to take a quick break because I want to talk to you about the Facebook files in the Wall Street Journal. This is amazing, but let's take a quick break. We're going to talk about what's going on in our world right now. And of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the Winfield Car Contest. And the Winfield Car Contest actually is the wrong commercial, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever he plays is okay with me. So play a commercial.
Hey, if you were listening to Investor Schooling Live today, I'm Phil Falcone, and I made the decision today on air that I'm going to be giving away this car. You want to take a look at it? Let's do it. How would you like to pop your top without ever getting out of the car? Huh? It's pretty cool. You can do it at a red light. You can do it when you see it rainy. You can actually even do it when you're driving, as long as you don't go maybe faster than 10 miles an hour. So I am giving away this car. Why? Is it because I'm crazy? Is it because I'm rich? Is it because of both? Take your pick. I don't care. Let me tell you about the car. We're going to have a contest. We're looking for real estate investors to go to our website and give us a real estate tip. And you can have people that you know vote on the site about which real estate tip is the most quality, most valuable to them. So let's just say that our contest is going to be looking for quality real estate tips and for votes. So you need to get your friends, your family, people who care about you, and real estate investors who are willing to go on the site and vote for it. And I will give you this car.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and we've been talking about the fact that the Dow closed about 63 points down, the S&P closed about 7 points down, and the NASDAQ was up almost 20.5 points. And, you know, I also said that I think it's going to be a good time for us to buy some stocks right now because I think we are going to go on the other side of the, what I call the dead zone, and start building some more having the stocks build up some more prices. All right, I want to talk about the Facebook files. The Wall Street Journal has recently started a section in their publication called the Facebook files. This is an expose of policies and ethics related to Facebook and their blatant disregard for the protection and rights of their users. The journal has had topics and headlines that include the following. Facebook says its rules apply to all. Company documents reveal a secret elite that's exempt. Yeah, we talked about that the other day. Facebook knows Instagram is toxic for many teen girls. The company documents show. I'm curious to know why it's just teen girls, but okay. Facebook tried to make its platform a healthier place. It got angrier instead. Facebook employees flag drug cartels and human traffickers. The company response is weak. Documents show. As one has been silenced by Facebook, I find these articles amusing and frustrating. Some posts that Facebook did not flag, in other words, they didn't say that these are bad posts, included a Mexican drug cartel that was using Facebook to recruit, train, and pay hitmen. I'm sure glad they didn't come after me. Facebook wanted to help me. Employees flagged human traffickers in the Middle East that used the site to lure women into abusive employment situations in which they were treated like slaves or forced to perform sex work. and my little post, about how I thought Nancy Pelosi was I don't remember what I said. Nancy Pelosi was in bad shape or something. They flagged that post. They warned armed groups in Ethiopia that used the site to they warned that armed groups in Ethiopia used the site to incite violence against ethnic minorities. They sent alerts to their bosses in organ selling, pornography, and government action against political dissent, according to the documents. Facebook removed some of the pages. Some of them, I don't like this guy, but this guy's okay. And then many more continue to operate openly according to the documents. We've seen this before. You're going to find stuff on Facebook that you're like, how in the world can they let this go? It's amazing to me, some of the stuff that I've seen on Facebook that they're not flagging. And this is continuing what the Facebook files in the Wall Street Journal is saying. This is all according to that section. And as a matter of fact, I would tell you, go grab the Wall Street Journal and take a look at it. I'm enjoying reading this. However, I realize that nothing will change as long as the government allows Facebook and Zuckerberg to be on their side as anti-Americans and anti-Republican. But then again, both of those are synonymous anyway. Some of these articles even go into some deep ethical issues surrounding smaller countries and the complete disregard for the people in those countries. Facebook's response? We don't have a large user base there, so why should we care? Well, folks, wait and see. However, as a money guy and a stock options investor, I smell a rat. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny that we're approaching earnings season and these articles are starting to appear. My thought is that someone is either shorting Facebook or wants it to go lower so they can buy it up. Look for Facebook below 350, and to me, that's a buy into earnings. By the way, this is something that happens quite often. Is whatever journalists will release articles that they're trying to actually help their friends in either some of the mutual fund companies or stock traders and get the stock beat down. We talk about this a lot in investor schooling, but I'll tell you, it's definitely true, and it's kind of interesting how this happens. But I'm thinking this is one big play to drive the stock down, and we'll see how it works out in the end. But you got to remember that a lot of this is true too, but I don't think it's going to affect Facebook enough that they're going to be able to put Facebook out of business. They're just going to drive the stock down a little bit so people could scoop it up. All right, let's go on to talk a little bit about the Ford F-150. So if you haven't seen what's going on with the whole world right now, as you know, we've got cars and they're having difficulties making cars because of the chip shortage. So Ford actually has their orders increased. Their orders increased from 40,000 to 80,000, and because of that, they've expanded hiring to increase production capacity for the all-new electric F-150 Lightning pickup. Wow, I'm just blown away by these people that want to buy a Lightning pickup, the F-150 electric Lightning pickup. I think it's pretty fascinating. That means that there are a lot of people out there that are interested in electric vehicles. I don't really know how I feel about it, but I find it interesting. The Detroit automaker said that Thursday it plans to invest an additional $250 million and add 450 jobs across 3 Michigan facilities, including the Rogue Electric Vehicle Center, which is building the truck to double annual production capacity for the vehicle to 80,000. And again, that's up from 40,000 a year ago. Now, I wonder how they're going to get employees if some of the employees aren't going to get the vaccine. Are we going there again? Nah, we'll stay out of there. Okay. Ford has now invested about $950 million in production of a hybrid version of the truck and the electric F-150, which is scheduled to go on sale starting at about $40,000. I'm also surprised at this too. I have a Ford F-150 that I paid $48,000 for, and it's not electric. So I'm wondering if electric vehicles are actually cheaper to make than the combustion engine side. The reservation number has been growing quite rapidly since we launched it. Thursday at the Rogue plant in Dearborn, Michigan, that's where we're increasing capacity and building them as fast as we can. It's nice to see in my opinion, it's nice to see other players in the electric vehicle world besides Tesla. By the way, I believe that Ford and GM may actually have a chance of growing their electric vehicle division to be bigger than the combustion vehicle engine in the near future. All right, let's get into a commercial real quick. Well, actually, you know what? We're going to talk about. I'm even going to go back to the. I'm going to even say let's go back to the commercial that we were supposed to run now, which is the Winfield Car Contest. Do you want to know why? Because nobody's in the contest. Get in the contest, will you? You know, you want a Winfield's car? It's a great car. Check this out. Phil will tell you all about it. I'm going to make you watch it again, and I'm going to make you watch it every single day until you join the contest.
Hey, if you were listening to Investor Schooling Live today, I'm Phil Falcone, and I made the decision today on air that I'm going to be giving away this car. You want to take a look at it? Let's do it. How would you like to pop your top without ever getting out of the car? Huh? It's pretty cool. You can do it at a red light. You can do it when you see it rainy. You can actually even do it when you're driving, as long as you don't go maybe faster than 10 miles an hour. So I am giving away this car. Why? Is it because I'm crazy? Is it because I'm rich? Is it because of both? Take your pick. I don't care. Let me tell you about the car. We're going to have a contest. We're looking for real estate investors to go to our website and give us a real estate tip. And you can have people that you know vote on the site about which real estate tip is the most quality, most valuable to them. So let's just say that our contest is going to be looking for quality real estate tips and for votes. So you need to get your friends, your family, people who care about you, and real estate investors who are willing to go on the site and vote for it. And I will give you this car.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today we've been discussing some really cool stuff. We've been talking about the market economy outlook. We've been talking about the Facebook files. And by the way, when we talked about the Facebook files, one of my loyal listeners, Ken, he asked on Facebook, if you owned a social media platform, how much control would you want to have over the content on it? So he's asking me what control I would want, and here's the answer. I don't own a social media platform. I'm just not smart enough to have done that. If I would have been smart enough to have done that, I'd probably be in the same position as Zuckerberg and, had to pick a side and do whatever I had to do. That's about the answer. That's probably why there's other social media platforms now that are actually competing with Facebook, and hopefully one day they will become the norm and Facebook will become the, I don't know, whatever that old place was that Tom was on. Anyway. Let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin. The Bitcoin price chart has flashed a bullish signal seen as an indicator that a big rally could be on the way. On Tuesday, the cryptocurrency formed a golden cross, which happens when the 50-day moving average crosses through and above the 200-day moving average. So I'm kind of person that doesn't really like that kind of a chart. But hey, it happens and it plays out pretty well sometimes. So now the 50-day moving average crossed upwards above the 200 moving day average, which means that there's a lot of people interested in this stock right now, or actually in Bitcoin. Traders and analysts use it as an indicator that a market trend is about to turn more positive. The opposite, which is usually called a death cross, would indicate a bearish change. Bitcoin's price had been trending upward since about the end of July, but tumbled last week around the time El Salvador adopted it as its legal tender, and over-leveraged traders liquidated billions of dollars in Bitcoin positions. The price fell from $52,000 to about $46,000 that day. I got to be honest with you, it had nothing to do with El Salvador. It just happened to be bad luck for them on that day. Still, the price of Bitcoin has bounced back about 6% this week and about 24% in 3 months, signaling this potential change in long-term trend. I personally, I'm in Ethereum, and I'm also in Dogecoin because I just think it's funny to be in Dogecoin. Of course, these signals are not always true indicators of the future. However, it's definitely reinforcing my buy rating on both coin and Robinhood stocks. These stocks rally when the currencies rally, and I'm going to tell you, watch for it. It's going to be an impressive change. All right, again, I've been telling you all week that the opportunity is coming, and it's around the corner. If you get in soon, the stock market's going to be good for you if you just do it now. Twitter, to me, is still a good play. Apple keeps moving down. So if Apple keeps moving down, I really, really want to see Apple in the low 140s or even below 140, and I'm going to jump all over it. I think it's going to be a great play. As I've said before, Coin and Hood may be the play shortly with cryptocurrencies moving the way they're moving. Listen, CCL, RCA, AAL, they all had interest today. You saw some things going on over there. Of course, once again, gold and silver are still a pain in my butt, but hey, they might be buying opportunities. All right, I want to thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. Please like and share. Please leave comments. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. From time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed on this show. The opinions discussed on this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. I want to thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. We look forward to your continued support. See you tomorrow, every day at 4:03 p.m. Hey, go to the Facebook page. Go to Money Chat Now Facebook page and like it. Thanks, guys.